Welcome back, ViewTube. My name is CJ. I am joined by my co-host, JT Rainman.
Hey, what's going on?
So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about traditional corporate structures versus decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, which most crypto projects are, and how they work and the difference between them two and the structures. So let's start off with what everybody's familiar with, traditional corporate structures.
Right. And so we spoke to one of our clients earlier, and crypto's so new, it's about a little over 10 years old. And a lot of everyone, basically, they're not familiar with crypto and has not researched how it works. It's basically, they want to know how it's safe. In other words, if we're putting our money and our investments and everything into an instrument, whether it's a traditional asset or commodity, crypto, we want to know, where's this money going? What's it doing? And that's what we basically talk about is people are so used to a CEO, the front man, basically the guy that looks good and says all the right fancy things to the public. A CFO is in charge of the accounting. So everybody's so used to that. And with crypto, it eliminates all that. So you don't have basically wasted bonuses and all the crap that goes with it. Salaries, and so that's why it's so much more cost efficient per transaction, because you don't have all that extra froth thrown on it, which is why we talked about staking earlier, and why these projects can afford to pay out interest versus an average dividend. I mean, you have to go all the way out to Australia fund to get 11% on a dividend, and that's trusting a bunch of stocks in Australia. Here in the United States, I mean, you're really limited on what you
Good
can
luck
get.
getting 11% anywhere these days in traditional assets.
Yeah. Absolutely. Anyways, but that's in another country, and but with digital assets, I mean, we can talk anywhere from 4 up to 50%. You tell me. 50% is pretty easy.
The node operators, that's a little higher level stuff, but basic staking, you can get
For we'll call
digit.
the blue chip app projects, basically the strong projects that have been around, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, things like that. And you can get up there 12% in return.
Yeah,
APY.
absolutely. For right now, that's what they're offering, and that's what's out there.
So people say, well, how can they do that? Well, again, we don't have a CEO on board that's making $50 million in options that he can buy stock with. We don't have accounting scandals. We don't have the overhead of 1,000 staff or 1,500 staff or however many staff the company is. So you get rid of all that. So, but everybody's used to looking, okay, let me flip on my favorite financial channel and I can watch XYZ CEO that's, anyways, whatever public company is out there, get on TV. So people are used to that and they feel safe with that. Oh, so-and-so owns this tech company or CEO is sitting on the board or whatever. And with projects with digital assets, it's basically all in. Go ahead and describe. Basically, it's all in. It's online. It's on the internet. It's publicly you can find out and trace every single coin that was ever minted, ever created.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much that's a common misconception trading with crypto is there are some privacy, but the majority of them, it's the nature of it, the immutable ledger, that it's traceable, and you can trace them from when they're minting, the day one paid out as a mining reward, and you can follow it from wallet to wallet. But what we're talking about today is the difference between traditional corporate structures, like you're saying, CEO, CFO, and you're kind of with how a lot of these crypto projects work. They're called a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. And basically,
say that one more time for everybody.
A DAO, decentralized autonomous organization.
Good job.
So it's basically similar to a publicly traded company. You buy your crypto token, and each token gives you a vote in how the project's going to run if it's based on a DAO. So people can put forth proposals on the main website for the project. And let's just say we want to increase, we were talking about staking, we want to increase the staking reward from 8 to 10%. They'll put forth the proposal. There'll be a voting period,
Who's they?
The developers and administrators that run the website. So they'll put forth a proposal that if you're a token holder, basically a shareholder, each share gets a vote, and you can go on, and there's a voting period, so it'll be 10 or 14 days, and like any other stock, you should follow it and stay up on all the stuff that's going on with the projects. and you can vote. And if you got one token, you get one vote. If you got 100,000, you get 100,000 votes.
And how often would you say they have different questions that are subjects to be voted on?
It depends on who puts them forward and how they're structured, but they can come up. I mean, anybody, I believe, majority of them, you can put them up at any time now, whether they get voted on in or not. But basically, out of all the people that vote, majority rules. 51% yes, it goes yes. And if you don't vote in the period, you abstain. And how they verify that you're an actual shareholder and a voter, when you go on the website, you link your web wallet so it can see your crypto wallet, that you have the
Doesn't
tokens.
see your personal information.
Absolutely not.
Wallet. It's just the code.
Your Web3 wallets, your decentralized wallets like a MetaMask or any other Web3 type of wallet. There is no name on that. It's just an account number. Right. That's it. But when you link that wallet and they can see, I need with token XYZ, say, okay, you have 1,000 XYZ tokens in your wallet, you get 1,000 votes, yes or no on this proposal. And sometimes they have multiple ones you vote on at the same time. No different than a shareholder meeting from a traditional company where it's similar, but with this, you actually get the shareholders making the decisions. You don't have a CEO, CFO, that traditional structure. Like you said, you don't have those huge
no board
payouts.
of directors that have a motivation.
Well, the shareholders are the board of directors pretty much.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, right. Well, so to your point, in a public company, you have shareholders that have ownership of the company, divided however many shares you have. But you have an appointed board of directors, say it's 10, 15 people, whatever. All the shareholders don't really control the day-to-day decisions.
Correct.
Right. Versus in digital assets, in crypto, whatever project it is, say it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, everybody has ownership of whatever amount of coins they have, but everybody can vote on it. Mm-hmm. And so you eliminate basically that, if you have, say, for example, board of directors that wants to take a company and just split it up like a Wall Street back days, what's a blue, what the heck was the name of the company in Wall Street? Wall Street. Blue Star, Blue Airways, whatever. Basically, Gordon Belfort. That's
Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, no, not Jordan Belfort. Gordon Gecko.
Gordon Gecko.
Yeah, we get all our Gordon Street.
Yeah, corporate raiders. They come in, they buy the company, and they tear it apart and sell it all off.
Right. So, as an individual shareholder of that stock, you don't know what they're going to do, what's going on. But as a coin holder, which is basically the same as a stockholder for a public company, you have a vote in everything. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because you have a say-so in what's going on with the project. And majority rules. So as you said earlier, 51% decide what's going to happen. But it's 51% of all the shareholders versus just 51% majority vote of the board of directors, who's, say, 10, 15 guys, girls, whatever, that basically decide what's going to happen with the company.
But you're also taking out the CEOs and the high ups in the company that are making this tons and tons of money that should potentially be going to the shareholders and back into the company, and it might serve their interest to sway the board of directors a certain way. When you get into these crypto projects and you get these tokens, you have the white paper, which is an outline of what the project does, how it's going to operate, how many shares are going to be out there, et cetera, et cetera. So you're not really deviating too much from that, but people can put forth proposals to maybe upgrade the network to make it better, or some of these DAOs are actually, they're setting them up to act as investment companies. And you get into other things, or how do you tax a company that's not a company, but it's just ask people what investments to do, and people all vote, and then it goes and automatically does it with the smart contract execution. Taking the stuff. It's fantastic technology. It paints a fantastic picture for the future, but it's also, it takes all the value and gives it back to the shareholders in the community. So all these network fees that are getting paid, or the fee that you pay to use the application, whenever it may be, that money is getting pooled back in to benefit the shareholders. There's nobody putting that money in their pocket.
It trims the fat and makes things run.
Gets rid of all the fat. It makes it pretty damn lean.
Trims fat, trims all fat.
I'm trying to get rid of some fat. Are you trying to get rid of it?
Switch to digital. What do they call it? Fake person?
Are we digital skinny? My avatar is going to be super
there you
skinny.
go, the avatar. Yeah. CJ the avatar. Anyways, The next episode, we're going to get into more regulation and SEC and CFTC and all that stuff. So,
boo, regulation.
as
boo.
usual, like, subscribe, do all that fancy stuff. We want us to, basically you guys to follow us, and we're basically going to go through all the steps of digital assets so everybody knows exactly what's going on with this new
Yes.
wave
Please
of
like and
technology.
subscribe. It will be down the bottom, somewhere down there.
Up there, up here. Somewhere.
Links and descriptions are below. We're going to be in the
Well, all right.
YouTube box, and they'll be down there.
All right.
But please, guys, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.